Every time I close my eyes and travel into the place in the back of my mind, it's a place where memories hide and thoughts combine. I see places.
And hello everyone, welcome to the 5th race of the NNSCRA F1 Series live from Calabria, Italy at Knox Raceway here in Calabria, Italy. So, yeah, we went to Italy. Yeah, how many times can I say Italy in one sentence? So yeah, here we are, and we're getting ready for the 5th race of the season. Now, I did mention that we are cutting some races out of the season. We are, and we're also replacing a few tracks. I'm not sure what tracks will be replaced as of yet, but I know we're replacing some tracks. I will give you a list of the ones that we are cutting out. We are cutting out the round of Las Vegas. We're cutting out the round of California. We are counting out the round of Infineon. And let's see, what else are we? Spa. We are cutting out those 4 race tracks. Did I say that we were replacing some tracks? I'm sorry, I misled you. We are not replacing any tracks. I'm thinking of something else for another time. But we are here live, like I mentioned, with Pichu Walker sitting on the pole. Sorry that the picture keeps going fuzzy and then clear for some reason. Vegas is being a tart, and yeah, blah blah blah. But anyway, we have some new faces in the field, but I'll show you them as we go through the list. Pichu Walker and Richard Johnson, they are set on the front row. First time that Red Bull has sat on the pole since the beginning of the season, when William Duncan sat on the pole for the first round of the season. Then we have Richard Johnson, whose teammate got replaced, and we'll get to him in a minute. Then we have Dylan Young and John Dawson, Luke Walker, Richard Johnson Jr. Charles Jackson is one of the replacees. He's replacers for. That was, who was that? It was one of the Taharis. No, it wasn't. It was Sandra. It was Servan Sarian who drove that car. And Charles Jackson is replacing that car, and Lena. Oh, I'm sorry. That says Lena. It's supposed to be Max. That's supposed to be Max Skinner. I'm sorry. I forgot to change it when I was changing them. But it says Lena. That's actually Max Skinner. Michael Dawson and Wayne Scott. Then we have Amir Hamad and Alexander Dawson, Dion Scott, Justin Perry, Sasha Dawson making her first start in the F1 Series, driving the number 7, the second Ferrari. So see her up the front today maybe. And Alina Lopez, Rachel Williams, Jack Richards, one of the new replacement drivers. He's replacing one of the Taharis. I can't remember who drove that car, but one of the Taharis. And then we have Richard Johnson on the 3rd, Barney Ward. That's actually Lena Skinner right there. Lena Skinner is in this field. Max is up driving for Reynolds. Lena is now driving for Mercedes. Seth Cole, Aaron Williams, and Tony Durbin once again starting at the back of the pack. We have no idea why that Tony Durbin is having these horrible qualifying runs, but Toby Durbin starting at the back of the pack once more. But his teammate, however, Pichu Walker, is starting up front. So we'll get these cars underway. For 20 laps of racing, this track only just over 1.5 miles. It's not the longest track on the circuit. It's almost shorter than the first race of the season, which was at Suzuka East. The speeds are going to be fast here today. This is a really fast track, fast corners and fast straightaways. And at least one pit stop will have to be made. If not, then these guys can stretch it. It would be interesting to see if they could stretch it on fuel. I like this camera better. So, the reason why I'm cutting out some of the races is due to the fact that the NCGMRS Vocaloid World Cup Series is going to end before the F1 Series. So I'm cutting races to compensate for that. Speaking of which, we were going to have the All-Star race in the NCGMRS Vocaloid World Cup Series after the round of Tokyo. But we're actually going to have it after the next round, which is in Melbourne. We're going to have it after the round of Melbourne. So after that's done, we will head back to the States for the All-Star race, and then after the All-Star race, we'll be back overseas in New Zealand. Actually, we're going to be in New Zealand, so That's going to be interesting. Remember the ways you can get in via winning the pole. I know people would think getting a win would qualify a win, but no, in this series you have to get poles. So the people that have gotten poles will advance. Also, the top 10 in points will advance, and we're going to have a fan vote to see who gets in via the fan vote. We're also going to have the All-Star Open, of course. We got some new faces. We got some new faces going in that race, and we've also got some runs returning to the NCGM race. But the green flag comes out for Pichu Walker. We are green. Sorry, these races are coming out few and far between now. I've been working a lot lately, and as they go 3 wide back there by Seth Cole, but I've been working a lot lately, and it's harder to get these videos out. But anyway, Richard Johnson takes the lead early, but not without a battle back from Pichu Walker. Walker will scooch on by and retake the lead, not without a fight back from Richard Johnson. Remember, the Ferraris have won 2 races so far. Whoa, Richard Johnson kind of washes up the track, and that opens the door for Pichu Walker. Richard Johnson is going to lose a whole lot more if he doesn't get his act together. And we got 3 wide back here. Richard Johnson Jr. up high above Dion's. Actually, no, that's Charles Jackson. It's hard to tell these cars apart. Charles Jackson, newcomer, and Max Skinner. Max actually swapped places with Lena Skinner back last week. Back at the last round in Bahrain. Now she won that race, and therefore she was able to get a ride secured over in the Mercedes stables, and she's racing in this race now. So congratulations to Lena. Oh, we got a car around. Oh, we got lots of cars around. Richard Johnson was involved. Amir Hamad is involved, and Alexander Dawson was involved. Someone else was involved. Who's back here? Luke Walker was involved. Caution is waving. So an incident involving 4 cars is going to put us under the caution for the first time today. Pichu Walker is leading. John Dawson is in 3rd. Dylan Young is in 2nd. Richard Johnson Jr. is in, that's actually the 4th position. And Lena, yeah, I want to see Lena. Max Skinner moves up into 5th. Actually, yeah, 5th. So as we come down to receive the caution flag for Pichu Walker, Luke Walker was involved, I do know that. As the caution waves for Pichu Walker, and I'm sorry, for Luke Walker and others, let's go back and take a look, see what put us under the caution for the first time today. Well, here's what happened. Luke Walker apparently missed the braking zone. We have those cones up there for the braking zones, and he missed the braking zone, and he runs straight into Richard Johnson, and they both go around. Richard Johnson spinning. Luke Walker goes out in the sand and eventually goes out, and I think maybe hits the wall. Does he go slide, 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 slide? Looks like he'll save it. But then back here, these guys are checking up to miss it, and they all get together and they all go around. Amir Hamad is involved. Alexander Dawson and Wayne Scott, they were involved. And that is a game glitch. But pretty epic one of that. Anyway, so 5 cars actually were involved. We didn't see Luke Walker back when we first looked. But those were the cars involved, including one of the Ferraris. That's Lotus. So a Ferrari, a Lotus, a Toro Rosso, McLaren, and a Renault was involved. Excuse me. In the first wreck of the day to bring out the first caution of the day here on lap number 2. Pit stops going on. A few drivers opting to stay out, however. Those drivers are Michael Dawson, Jack Richards, and Tony Durbin. So those 3 are staying out. Tony Durbin, of course, remember, he started at the back of the pack, so this is going to move him up into the positions. Back here, pit stops are going on. It's going to be the normal 4 tires and fuel. It looks like, let's watch from our pit lane 1 cam. Actually, our pit lane cams are not good at all. Actually, it's 2 tire stops for everyone. 2 tire stops. Actually, Luke Walker, he was involved in the wreck, and so was Richard Johnson. They're fixing all the damage, making sure all the damage is fixed. They're down and away. See, this pit road you can leave before everything, before Everyone leaves because of the wide pit stop. Richard Johnson on pit road, extended stop because of the damage. Well, as Michael Dawson inherits the lead, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back to you with restarts. Welcome back as we get back to go under green. Pace lights are out. Michael Dawson leads. We're going to give you the top 10. Jack Richards is the second. Tony Durbin third. Pichu Walker falls back right behind his teammate in fourth. Fifth will be Dylan Young. Sixth will be John Dawson. Seventh will be Richard Johnson Jr. Max Skinner is in 8th. 9th is Charles Jackson. And 10th will be Dion Scott as the green flag comes out. I think I might have missed a number. I'm sorry. Green flag comes back out. Michael Dawson in the lead. Look out for Tony Durbin. He's coming up. Whoa, they're going to go 3 wide for the lead. Tony Durbin forges a hole to the inside. Whoop. Forges a hole to the inside. Tony Durbin to the lead. But not without a challenge from Jack Richards and Michael Dawson. He had the lead for a minute. Then he lost it again. Whoa, coming through this turn. Look out, guys. Tony Durbin's going to fall victim to both of those cars and his teammate. Whoa, we got cars back here out. Whoa, cars in the grass. Look out. There's a lot of cars back here in the grass, but now Tony Durbin is under fire from his teammate, the 2 Red Bulls. I think this is the first time we've seen the 2 Red Bull cars side by side. Tony Durbin and Pichu Walker. Tony Durbin will not be in that car next week. William Duncan will be returning into that car. It looks like Tony Durbin's going to get the best of his teammate. Nope. Pichu Walker's still right there. A little teammate feud going on here. This is a good battle for the second. It's the best battle on the racetrack right now, and it is for the second position. Tony Durbin going to try that inside again, but it seems like the cars, if they can follow that white line that runs in the center of the track. Oh, I think we got another car off. No, we just got some dust getting kicked up. Caution is not out, but seems like if through that first initial hairpin, if those cars can follow the white line that goes in the center of the track, that's the best line around that corner. Now, in the other corners, not so much, but in that corner, that would be the preferred line. As that dies out, Jack Richards, newcomer Jack Richards, is leading the race now over Michael Dawson, who is a quasi veteran. Call him veteran because he's raced more races than Jack Richards. None of these drivers are really veterans considering this is the first season. But Jack Richards in his debut doing really good here in that number 3 Mercedes. Let's go back to the back. We got a Hornets in us back here. Alexander Dawson is in it. Wayne Scott is in it. These are all cars that were involved in the earlier wreck. And there's Lena Skinner making her debut. Her teammate's leading the race, and she wants to get up there. Whoa, almost makes contact with, I think that was Aaron Williams. She goes out wide a little bit. Amir Hamad running, he was involved in that earlier incident. He's running back in the 18th position. Now Lena Skinner, she won, of course we mentioned she won at Bahrain. That was a very, very, very interesting race. She actually won not in that car, but in the same type of car. Lena Skinner, as you notice, that all these cars don't look the same. A lot of these cars are running a chassis with a different nose and different rear wing design. Hence the Mercedes and the Reynolds. You see the nose is bowed down toward, okay, in comparison to, let's say, Alexander Dawson's car. Look how his nose is. Look how her nose is. There's a difference to the nose and to the rear wing. So those cars, she won in the same type of car that she's driving now for the rest of the season, so maybe a little bit of consistency with the car she likes. Her teammate, however, is under fire from Pichu Walker, who apparently has taken second away from Michael Dawson. Now without a challenge back from Michael Dawson, mind you. Apparently Pichu Walker had come out of nowhere and is now challenging for that first position. Michael Dawson falls backwards. Tony Durbin in fourth, but remember, he hasn't made a stop. Neither has our leader, and neither has Michael Dawson. So those drivers are kind of biting their nails right now, thinking, "Oh man, what if we have another caution? Or is everyone going to come down? Are we going to have to come down? What's going to happen?" Because they don't want to pit under green. That would be devastating if they had to pit under green. for the lead. Here comes Pichu Walker all over the bumper of, that would be Jack Richards. Jack Richards knows that if he could get a win here in his first race, that it would definitely give him a huge momentum boost. As for the team, it would definitely give them a huge momentum boost as well. The whole team needs momentum. Whoa! But when Pichu Walker does moves like that, you almost suspect that maybe he knows something that everyone else doesn't. Pichu Walker not only qualified pole, he had the fastest car in practice and second practice, and he just took the lead away from Jack Richards. And now he's going to pull away. New leader, Pichu Walker, in the Red Bull, and that's actually a Ferrari chassis, I believe. Actually, no, that's a Renault chassis. No, not a Renault chassis. What am I thinking about? I don't know what chassis that is, to be honest. I really don't know what the Toro Rossos use Ferrari-based chassis design, the same ones that the Ferraris use. I have no idea what chassis design that is. I forgot, but Pichu Walker is leading the race, nonetheless. Jack Richards, well, not leading the race anymore, but he's going to go back and challenge for that lead. Don't you dare count him out. Back here we got a battle on what was going to be for the 4th position, but then Tony Durbin said, nah, I'm going to take it back, thank you. Oh boy, contact between Max Skinner and Tony Durbin. Max Skinner knows that all too well that he needs a good run. He doesn't want to be shown by his, I think it's his little sister, I'm not sure. But definitely doesn't want to be shown up by his sister. So, he's going to try and fight for that position, and he is. He's putting Tony Durbin up for a good run for his money. But don't ever count Tony Durbin out. Tony Durbin is I believe he's a 5-time champion in the GTX series. Not open wheel, but same kind of racing format. Oh, and I heard a spin. We have his car around back here. Which car is it? Whose car is around? I just heard a car go around. The caution is waving. I can't find the car that went around. There was I think it was maybe Dion Scott. Not sure, but this is gonna change the face of the race. As Pichu Walker looks like he'll come around to receive the caution flag. Jack Richards will be 2nd, Michael Dawson will be 3rd, and I don't know who's gonna be 4th, as Max Skinner and Tony Durbin. Max Skinner's actually getting around Tony Durbin now. But as they come down to the caution flag, it will be Max over Tony. Tony's teammate, however, Pichu, is leading the race. Let's go back and find out what put us under the caution for the 2nd time today. And it was indeed Dion Scott. It was our race 1 winner. As you can see right here, rookie mistake. Sasha Dawson overshoots the braking zone and rams right into the back of Dion Scott. Spins him around. They didn't really have to throw the caution for this, but when he got in the sand, his tires kicked up some sand all over the track. So they had to bring out the caution to get the sand off the track, as they're going 3 wide up towards the front where Sasha Dawson is, but they had to clean off the sand off the track, and that is why we are under the caution for the 2nd time today. Well, Pichu Walker was first in, first out after the round of pit stops. Everyone did pit this time. So, Pichu Walker came out first, Jack Richards still in 2nd, 3rd, well actually 3rd is now Max Skinner. He moved up to 3rd after those pit stops. Then we have Michael Dawson in 4th. 5th will be Tony Durbin. 6th will be John Dawson. 7th will be Sasha Dawson. 8th will be Richard Johnson Jr. 9th will be Alina Lopez. And 10th will be Seth Cole. Seth Cole's doing really good today. 11th will be Rachel Williams. 12th will be Barney Ward. 13th will be Richard Johnson III. 14th will be Dion Scott. 15th is Charles Jackson. 16th is Justin Perry. Aaron Williams is 17th. 18th is Dylan Young. And 19th is Amir Hamad. And Lena Skinner runs in 20th. 21st will be Wayne Scott. Richard Johnson is in 22nd. 23rd is Alexander Dawson. And 24th, rounding out the field, will be Luke Walker. Those cars were all involved in the lap 1 incident. I'm sorry, the lap 2 incident. Anyway, lap 14 of 20 will be put on the board. Green flag is back out. Tony Durbin trying to sneak on by back there. We got shuffling back here as Pichu Walker just jumps out. We got shuffling back here towards Tony Durbin. Durbin tried to put a move on to Michael Dawson, but to no avail. Max Skinner, however, goes out wide. Whoa, they went 3 wide. And Tony Durbin nearly got clipped by, that would be John Dawson. And Dawson's running up front. There's Sasha right there, taking her taking her husband's route. That is John and Sasha are actually married, so yeah, they're I guess John is teaching her the best way to run these cars, and it seems to be working because she's picking up spots. Tony Durbin, however, wants to break up the husband-wife train, and Tony Durbin will stick his Red Bull, yeah, whatever it is, in between them. Jack Richards falls behind Max Skinner. Then we have Michael Dawson and Pichu Walker still up front. Excuse me. But as we continue on with this race, who has enough gas in the tank to make it all the way? That's not a literal term, but a metaphorical term. Because this is a very tricky track. Try saying that 3 times fast. Tricky track, tricky track, tricky track. I guess it's not that hard. Anyway, yeah. Anyhow, it's not that long, and our best lap was just over a minute. That was put down by Pichu Walker, and so if it only takes an average of, let's say, 1 minute to get around this track, that should only equivalent to 20 minutes. Well, since we have 2 cautions, it's not going to be quite 20 minutes, but it's not that long of a race, and but it's very technical. There's a lot of technical turns in this track, and it's just the drivers have to be on point 24/7 and 24/7, 7 days a week, and all that good stuff. And oh, I saw smoke in the back. Oh, Aaron Williams is on pit road. Are we under caution again? Yes, we are under caution. Lita Lopez and Sasha Dawson off. No, caution is not out, but Aaron Williams is on pit road. This is the 2nd time that Aaron Williams has gone on pit road. They think there's a problem with that car, or maybe he had a wreck. We don't know, but the caution is not out. Let's go back and find out what happened to Aaron Williams real quick. Well, they didn't throw a caution for this, but Aaron Williams goes out wide a little bit, and Amir Hamad comes up and just taps him. Sends him around. This happened back this last lap. And Aaron Williams and Amir Hamad go into the grass, but Aaron Williams is going to get the worst end of this. Bam! Right into the retaining wall, and Amir follows suit, hitting Aaron again. And those two just go out into the grass, and they spin. Amir Hamad was able to drive away, I think. Yes, Amir Hamad was able to drive away. Aaron Williams, not so lucky. Aaron Williams' car died as he was trying to get it righted, and subsequently he had to go on to pit road. So he was on pit road somehow, and Aaron Williams and Amir, yep, there it is. The engine gives up the ghost as he's trying to drive away. So that's what happened to Aaron Williams. That's why he is on pit road. And we're back after that incident. Watching that incident. Pichu Walker's, well, yeah, he's still where he was. He's leading the race. Michael Dawson is, well, still in 2nd, and Max Skinner, back where her, his sister left off, running in 3rd. Jack Richards in his debut, he's on pit sequence with everyone. He takes a turn a little wide, but he's still very well running for points. We have John Dawson, who is running 5th. I think we saw a spin back there again. Back towards Wayne Scott. No. Oh, yes, we did. Seth Cole's in the dirt now. Not good, not good. I think someone might have overshot the braking zone again. That turn is really hard because you're coming off of this long front stretch as Amir Hamad now goes into pit road after that contact with Aaron Williams. But Pichu Walker still leads, but that turn, the coming down that first hairpin, that's really a hard area because that's the longest front stretch. The front stretch is the longest stretch on the track. Whoa, Pichu Walker dive bombs from pit road. Pichu Walker is reporting a vibration. This might be a problem. Oh, someone else coming down. Actually, no. I think this is scheduled stops. These guys can't make it. And this is on lap coming down to receive 2 to go. So this is 2 laps to go. These guys cannot make it. Richard Johnson on. Richard Johnson Jr. on. And Charles Jackson on. Those drivers cannot make it. Rachel Williams also in. So who the leader now? Who cycles through as the leader? Michael Dawson cycles through as the leader. Can he hold on for a lap and a half? We're coming down to receive the white flag. This lap will be the last lap. Can he make it? Or will we have a surprise winner? That would be interesting. Michael Dawson leads. Max Skinner is in second. Jack Richards in his debut is in third. Amir Hamad, well, he's lapped down now, in 23rd. John Dawson is fourth. And we got Tony Durbin still running in fifth. Michael Dawson not coming down. Oh, but guess who is? Max Skinner. Max Skinner couldn't make it. Tony Durbin is staying out. Anyone else? John Dawson couldn't make it. Richard Johnson third couldn't make it. Barney Ward couldn't make it. Justin Perry, Dion Scott, Wayne Scott, Lena Skinner, Sasha Dawson is coming down. They couldn't make it. But Michael Dawson is staying out. He's the only one that stayed out. That's incredible. You gotta be kidding me. They couldn't make it. I'm sorry, Jack Richards and Tony Durbin. They're the only 3 drivers that stayed out. Amir Hamad is, of course, 1 lap down. But if John can get it to the front stretch and go across the line, he can even go down pit road and still cross the line first, and he'd win the race. Is he going to stay out? No. Yes, he is staying out. Michael Dawson, fuel strategy wins the race for the Force Indias. Fuel strategy wins. Michael Dawson is the victor. Holy cow. Jack Richards in his debut crossed the line second, and Tony Durbin, bad luck streak ended. Finished a podium spot in third. Those points will, of course, go to William Duncan, because William Duncan will be back next weekend. But Tony Durbin makes it up, and he wins. Well, he doesn't win, but he gets third. Dylan Young will be fourth, and Luke Walker will be fifth. But on fuel strategy, Michael Dawson was able to hold him off. I'll tell you what, that was a great finish. Let's go to your finishing order, as I pretty much gave you the top 5. Michael Dawson, Jack Richards, Tony Durbin, Dylan Young, and Luke Walker. That's the top 5. Alexander Dawson, Lena Skinner. Actually, that's not Lena Skinner. That's Max Skinner. Forgot to change the name. Sorry. That's Max Skinner. Pichu Walker, John Dawson, and Rachel Williams to make up the top 10. Then we have Richard Johnson in the third. Justin Perry, Barney Ward, Charles Jackson, Dion Scott. That's the top 15. Wayne Scott, Richard Johnson Jr. That's Lena Skinner right there. That actually is Lena Skinner in 18th. Elena Lopez and Sasha Dawson to make up the top 20. Seth Cole, Richard Johnson make up the top 22. Amir Hamad 1 lap down in 23rd, and Aaron Williams, the only driver retiring out of the race due to an incident that they did not throw a caution for. Anyway, thank you for watching the Grand Prix of Italy, and we will return to you next week at Trois Rivières in Canada. So we'll see you then. That's a street circuit. So see you then. Here come the point standings.